Assalamu alaikum. I'm Ibrahim Hooper with CAIR's Video News Update. Tomorrow, CAIR's Maryland chapter will hold a multi-faith protest outside a conservative conference featuring a speech by anti-Muslim blogger Pam Geller. CAIR Maryland has called for public officials to boycott the event. CAIR's Ohio chapter recently protested anti-Islam hate spewed by a similar speaker in that state. The speaker claimed American Muslims will, quote, kill your children, unquote.
The day will come and Muslims in America will have the upper hand and they will kill your children for not eating what is light. What happened to the women and the children? They were raped. By who? By Muhammad and his followers. And they got pregnant and they had babies and the baby was born by the name Fatma and Khadija and Obama and Hussein and Barack and all these wonderful Muslim names.
CAIR chapters in Florida and Texas offered a community response to hate incidents in those states. In Florida, a woman walked into a mosque carrying a sword, and a man who was asked if he is Muslim was shot in the face.
The Florida chapter of the Council on American Islamic Relations released this statement demanding the feds get involved. We urge the FBI to investigate this case because it seems to fit a disturbing pattern of recent incidents targeting Muslims in Florida and nationwide. In Texas, a pig carcass was left at a mosque as an act of intimidation.
Well, I think it borders on being a hate crime at least. At least from our perspective, because we've seen these before, and generally when people put pigs or have, dead animals on it's really something hateful.
In New York, CAIR called on public officials to do more to challenge growing intolerance after a man was pushed to his death on subway tracks because he was perceived to be Muslim or Hindu.
And the Council for American Islamic Relations released a statement Saturday evening urging U.S. leaders to step up their condemnation of anti-Muslim attacks.
In Oklahoma, CAIR called for an investigation of FBI harassment of a Muslim citizen who was placed on the no-fly list.
We were there when he arrived back in Oklahoma, and now Long says FBI agents have visited him at home, and he says they're harassing him. Today, the Council on American Islamic Relations is calling for government intervention. It wants the U.S. Department of Justice to conduct a full investigation.
At the national level, CAIR's anti-hate efforts, including dealing with a mosque arson in Missouri, were highlighted by CBS.
Qadir Abbas is a lawyer with CAIR, the Council for American Islamic Relations.
Just 2 days after the mosque was burnt to the ground, there was a pickup truck that drove by yelling epithets to the community members that were standing in the rubble of their house of worship.
CAIR sponsored a full-page ad in a Washington, D.C. newspaper calling on the Republican Party to reject growing Islamophobia.
A little bit about the letter. The letter was composed and was meant to be published in the Washington Times because it is mainly read by conservatives. And we wanted to make sure that the community puts resources in making sure that our position is made known and distributed and hopefully read and reflected on by the leadership of the Republican Party.
CAIR also called on media outlets to drop the pejorative term Islamist.
The Council on American Islamic Relations recently published an op-ed calling for media outlets to stop using the term Islamist, saying it's often used pejoratively. Well, this led to an online debate over the word, and several people tweeted us their thoughts.
And finally, CAIR chapters in Maryland and Connecticut helped demonstrate the community's outrage at the mass shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary School.
Basically, it's something that strikes to the core of all humanity, and we just wanted to come out here and express our condolences and commemorate the memory, honor the memory of the individuals who were lost.
To receive CAIR email updates, go to www.cair.com or email info@cair.com. Assalamu alaikum. Peace to you.
Learn more at CAIR.com.